The porch light flickered, casting jagged shadows across the living room carpet. Elias Carter sat alone on the couch, turning an old brass key between his fingers. He hated this house. He had only returned a few hours earlier, after receiving a strange letter in the mail. There was no sender's name, only 6 words. Come back. The house remembers everything. He should have thrown the letter away. Instead, he drove 3 hours and unlocked the old house he hadn't seen in 5 years. Now he wished he hadn't. The silence felt wrong. No crickets, no wind, nothing. Then he heard it, a faint click. The gate latch in the backyard. Someone had entered the yard. Elias sat up immediately and looked toward the kitchen. Maybe it was the wind, but there was no wind. He slowly walked to the window and looked outside. Nothing. The backyard was empty. Then, creak. A floorboard. Inside the house, from the hallway. Every muscle in his body froze. He was alone. At least he was supposed to be. Another creak. Closer this time. Then a sickening realization hit him. The back door. He had closed it when he arrived, but he never locked it. A cold chill ran down his spine. Then something moved in the darkness. A shadow. Tall. Far too tall. It slowly stepped out from the hallway. Its head nearly touched the ceiling. It didn't move like a person. It moved like something learning how to be one. Moonlight slipped through the window. A glint of steel flashed. A knife. For some reason, the knife looked familiar. Very familiar. The figure took another step. The floorboard screamed beneath its weight. Elias backed toward the front door. His hand found the deadbolt, but his fingers trembled so badly he couldn't turn it. The figure tilted its head, listening, not looking, listening, as though it were searching for the sound of his breathing. Suddenly, a memory flashed through his mind. A terrified man hiding in a dark room, a woman crying, a knife in his hand. Blood. Elias gasped. No. The shadow took another step. More memories came flooding back. 5 years ago. This very house. Not his house. Someone else's. He had broken in through the back door. He had needed money and thought the house was empty. But the owner had surprised him. A struggle followed. The man fought to protect his wife. In panic, Elias stabbed him. Then he stabbed the woman. He remembered her screams. He remembered the blood spreading across the floor. And before the husband died, he looked directly into Elias's eyes and whispered, "You'll never escape this house." Elias had run. He was never caught. He changed cities, changed jobs, and buried the memory so deeply that he almost convinced himself it had never happened. But the house had remembered. The figure stepped into the moonlight. It raised the knife, the exact knife Elias had used 5 years ago. "No," he whispered. "You can't be." Then it spoke. Its voice sounded like 2 people talking at once. "You left the door open again." Elias's eyes widened. Those were the last words the husband had shouted that night. Because 5 years ago, Elias had entered through an unlocked back door. Tonight, he had done the same thing. The shadow's face slowly appeared. It wasn't one face. It kept changing. The husband, then the wife, then both at once. Their eyes were black, their skin pale. "You came back," they said together. Tears filled Elias's eyes. "I didn't mean to kill you, but you did. I've suffered every day." "So did we." The lights exploded. Darkness swallowed the room. Cold hands grabbed his arms. Then, click. The deadbolt turned by itself. Locked. At that moment, Elias finally understood. The lock wasn't meant to keep the spirits out. It was meant to trap him inside with them. The letter hadn't invited him home. It had summoned him. The spirits moved closer. The husband whispered, "You took our lives." The wife whispered, "Now we take yours." The room became ice cold. Elias tried to scream, but invisible hands closed around his throat. The darkness pulled him backward. Then, silence. The next morning, neighbors called the police after hearing screams during the night. Officers arrived and found the front door locked from the inside. The house was empty. No Elias, no footprints, no sign of a struggle. Only one thing remained. Written across the living room wall in fresh blood were 7 words. "The house never forgot what you did." As the officers stared at the message, a floorboard creaked in the hallway. Then the porch light flickered. On, off, on.